Happy Saturday, everybody. This is Pastor Nat with Win the Day, 5 minutes in the Bible to help you stand firm, stand faithful, and stand on God's Word. Today is going to be a real treat because we are going to begin understanding a misunderstood passage. One of the unique challenges and privileges of being a pastor is the opportunity to clear up confusing or misunderstood and even misused passages of the Bible. As we've talked about, the books of the Bible were written from God through people to a certain audience. In other words, there is a context to every book, letter, passage, or verse. And what can happen is people kind of cherry pick a verse to fit their situation. Sometimes it works, but oftentimes it misses the mark. One such passage is Philippians 4, beginning in verse 13. Let's look at this often misunderstood passage. Paul says, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me, yet it was kind of you to share my trouble." Now, we all like verse 13. We don't often quote verse 14, however, though that verse keeps us grounded in the meaning. You see, Paul had just shared the importance of right focus and thinking because it drives our behavior, or as Paul put it, practice, the habit of righteous living. The ability to receive and practice peace, joy, and contentment. That's why, in all circumstances, Paul can do all things through him who gives him strength. This is one of those passages that looks great on a piece of art to hang on a wall. It's a great image to share on Facebook because it's biblical. But it's not a magical phrase or a prayer to have successful business, to write a bestseller, record a Grammy-winning album, or beat Conor McGregor in the octagon. It's not meant to be used for that purpose. So what exactly is Paul getting at? Well, Paul, he had real physical hardship for following Christ. He knew God would provide his needs and provide sufficient power or strength to endure until Paul's time was up. So Paul was referring to the power to do what God had asked him to do. It sounds a lot like the words of Isaiah in Isaiah 40. Isaiah writes, "He gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. Even youths will become weak and tired, and young men will fall in exhaustion. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." You see, friend, what God has commissioned, God will resource. Where God has called you, He will also supply. That's why this is my challenge for you today. What is it that God is asking you to do to fulfill His great commission? Paul was a disciple-making disciple. God is asking you to do the same wherever you are at. But you can't do it alone. God is there and He will provide you the strength to do it. So do the next thing, to be obedient to God, and ask Him for the strength. It is there for the taking. It is my prayer that you will receive it.